Dear church leader, let's talk about honor. This is Dear Church Leader, your church leadership training series. Today I write to you about honor. There's a story in Matthew chapter 8, from verse 8 precisely, talks about a Roman soldier who comes to meet Jesus, asking that he would heal his servant who is paralyzed. And Jesus says, you know what? I'll actually come and heal that servant. Let's go on to your house. The man responds, Lord, I'm not worthy that you come under my roof. But this is what I want you to do. I want you to speak your word. I understand the place of authority. I know this because personally, I'm under the authority of my superiors. And I understand that when they instruct me, I have to go. And that's why when I also instruct my subordinates, they listen to my instructions and do likewise. When I tell one to come, he comes. When I tell one to go, he goes. Because I have authority. And that authority is based on the fact that I'm still in line with the structure of authority in the Roman army. Because I honor those ahead of me, those who are following me, those who are my subordinates, then in turn give me honor. And that's very simple and practical. You see, as church leaders, we must lead a life. Lead, L-E-A-D. We must lead a life of honor. And this is very beneficial to the church and to your life. Why did I say this? You want to get honor. You want to receive honor. You want to see honor extended to you. You have to sow it as a seed. It begins with you honoring the authorities that be above you first and foremost. And that authority is sourced from God. God is the ultimate authority. And so everything we do, even in honoring the man of God, honoring the church system, first is sourced from our honor of God. You see, the reason why sometimes we are tempted to be rebellious is because that honor for God is shaken. And I say this personally, even to myself. I've been in situations where I wanted to react in a particular way. But out of honor for God, I know that I'll be dishonoring God to act to someone else in another way or in a specific way. As long as you keep the ultimate authority, which is God, in view, and you preserve your honor towards God, there are a lot of things you will not do. Because once you respect and honor the ultimate authority, you will automatically, somewhat out of the overflow of that honor for God, honor the systems He's put in place. As imperfect as man can make those systems of God become, it's still a God system. It's still a God system. And so while you might not agree with everything the saint man may do, the leader you're working with, the committee you've been put in, honor the systems of God. So I'm not saying become blind to many of the things that are happening. Maybe some might even be corrupt leaders you're working with and on and on. But I'm saying preserve the honor of God that you have. Preserve His church. Think about His church first and foremost. What's the impact of this on the church, on the systems He's put in place? This is very important for us. And like I said, once you keep that honor for God in place, it will affect every other thing. And so first and foremost, the ultimate authority is God. But now He's placed maybe a sent man, maybe you're even the sent man of the work. So that's a different scenario. But let's say you're not the sent man or the sent man over the work. You're not the lead. You have authorities that are above you, but you're still a church leader, still leading one or two people, still leading a group of 10, a group of 50, a group of 100, still leading a parish, regardless of whatever team you're leading. But let's say you're not the sent man. It means that you start your honor sourced from God first. But now, because God in His wisdom chose that man or that woman as the sent man or woman over you in that work of ministry, if you see God as wise, which He actually is, and exceedingly so, then you ought to honor that office of the sent man or woman. Again, I said you may not agree with everything the man or the woman may do. As anointed as they are still men. And they may make some mistakes. But honor God by honoring that office that they stand in. And in turn, you'd honor them as people also. It's very true. And so the ultimate authority is God. But now there are systems, a sent man or a sent woman over the work, and other authorities that be above you. If you want to see honor, dear church leader, you've got to show honor. It is important to preserve the honor of God in your heart. Very important. What I'm speaking about here is the law of honor. Hebrews 7:7 says, without contradiction, we know that the lesser is blessed of the greater. This is a biblical law. Every office is sourced from the office that is above it. It's a divine ordinance by God. And so one of the things you do as one who has those ahead of you, the offices that you report to are superior to you, is to preserve that honor by learning to receive instructions. Something I learned many years ago. God helped me to learn this. A man of God was teaching and he said, this is very important in the body of Christ. We must learn to receive instructions. Why is this very important? It's because many of the instructions we may receive from offices above us may not follow logic. In fact, they could be directly against logic. And because of a technical know-how, the Lord has blessed you with so much knowledge, you would fight it. Something inside you but this is not the way to go. But because it's a spiritual setup, it's God's system, it doesn't have to follow logic every time. A lot of the instructions God gave the patriarchs in scriptures did not make sense. Even the instructions Jesus gave the disciples when he was on earth, some of them did not follow logic. How do you want to pay for a government levy and you ask that one of your apostles goes to catch a fish and the first fish that he catches would have a coin in his mouth needed for the payment? How does that make sense? How do you want to feed 5,000 and you take just 5 loaves and 2 fishes, give thanks, and in front of them it multiplies so much that over 5,000 people eat and there are baskets of remnants? It doesn't follow logic. How do you see that a man, Jesus, tells you those water pots, fill them up, and after you fill them up, he doesn't go to touch it, he doesn't sprinkle something into it, and he tells you take from that and go give the master of ceremony? How does that follow logic? But it was an instruction, and in obedience to that instruction was the result, was the reward, was the miracle. We do not function by logic alone. And so if you don't train your heart to learn to receive instructions, you just might be the reason why things don't work. Preserve the honor of God. Keep sacred things sacred. My man of God is sacred. The leaders over me are sacred. I fall short sometimes. I may want to react in a particular way, but I must remind myself that office was placed by God. It's not a conventional office. As long as that office is above me, it's a sacred office. And my honor for that office will determine how much I enjoy honor in my office. Any man of God that points the people he leads, he shepherds by God on God's behalf, he points them directly to God consistently, would see that they would honor him. It's a principle of God. The lesser is blessed of the greater. As long as you honor the offices above you, the offices that are subordinate to you would always in turn do the same. Dear church leader, this is a charge for us all to do better in the place of honor. I know this is not an exhaustive letter to you, dear church leader. I'll do my best to send you one more letter on honor. But for now, remember, preserve your honor for God. As long as that's in place, it will cascade into honor for his people, honor for the authorities that are above you, honor for his systems, established authorities, and you would see honor flow to your life more. Don't forget, one of the practical steps I shared earlier is learn to receive instructions. God is with you. Enjoy grace as you apply yourself to honor. God bless you. I'll see you in the next letter. Bye.